Dark Jester reporting in. Like a good little Scorpio placement. Hi, Adva and Juan. An alien. Samantha. And now I know you're Sherry. That was so funny. We could not figure that out. We're like, hi, Annika. We were like, who's sweet and salty? I love the name. Yeah, Sherry, you still have readings. You have to. I will tell Connie to call you. I'm hoping she hops in just to say hi in the chat today, but as soon as definitely don't need to hear myself twice. As soon as this is over, I'm going to take a minute to post that Connie Joe and I will be going live at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning on this channel just to pull cards and have like spiritual chat. And like, I think you all made her feel so much love on Friday. And she felt really comfortable. So we want to do more of that. And so I want her to get warmed up to do. So I think you guys just, I'm so grateful to all of you because she loved it so much on Friday that I think she's ready now to do more stuff. And my health is better. So I'm back. And so I didn't want to talk about it because I want everybody to be like, oh my God, Suzzy, because that's not what it's about. But I just needed to put the self-care in and get myself right, which is what I preach to everyone else. So my health is better. So I'll be back on my channel all the time now. And but Connie Joe and I will just be live, and that's going to be 10 a.m. tomorrow. So I know that'll be a little early for the Cali people, but the thing is that we're doing it for all of our lovely, lovely people on the other side of the globe. I mean, I was flattered and just completely humbled that people were up till almost 4 a.m. on Friday. That's crazy to me. So we want to do something that's like better also for our lovely Eastern Hemisphere people. So we're going to do 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, and I'll have that up. So just make sure you have all of your notifications. Also, sometimes YouTube is not great at sending the notifications, and I don't want to be like overly solicitous, and I don't want to bother anyone. But if you do want to be notified of when I go live, then do me a favor and just hop over to Suzzy Evolutionary and go to the bottom where the contact is and just let me know. You can join as a member there too, but I'm going to try to set something up so that like the members of the I don't get really the members of the I don't get what that's for, but I know that there's probably some way that I can send you guys like a blast to just as like a double announcement, since YouTube doesn't always seem to get to everyone when I'm going live. I'll figure it out. But if you want to be on that list, but if you don't want to be on the list, I don't want you to feel like I'm bothering you. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I have so many people on snooze between emails and like, I don't need to know that you had broccoli this morning for breakfast on Facebook or wherever. Just like, I love you and I don't want to block you and I don't want to unfriend you, but I'm a snooze you. So I'm not somebody who wants to be overly notified about everything all the time. Yeah. So if you go over to SuzzyEvolutionary.com, or you just scroll right to the bottom. I mean, you're obviously welcome to look at the rest of it. I did it myself. But if you want to go to the bottom, there's a contact list so that you can be contacted. And then whenever I do like little giveaways or anything like that, I'll make sure that I have. Just tell me how you want to be. Like, I can put everybody on different lists. If you only want to know if I'm doing a flash sale or if there's something else going, but like be specific because I don't want to bother anyone. Hello, Dolly. And who else? James. Hi, James. Anybody else hop in? I think I saw, is it a Liz or a Liz, or write in the chat how you want me to address you. And Neela. Hi, Neela. All right. So at a ripe 5 minutes and 30 seconds, we're actually going to start. No, I got you, Annika. But that was like, I said it once and there was like I went live on like the Lionsgate. So like 3 people wrote in. So I figure while I'm going live again a lot, I will just talk about it. So, see, everybody loves Juan. Juan's such a helpful part of this community. So yeah, so SuzzyEvolutionary.com, and also, yeah, that's it. Let's get into Scorpio. So this is going to be the monthly reading. I forgot how I used to do these spreads. I need lots of room. I move over my coffee and all the other cards. My desk is cray. I don't have the time with Mercury, with Mars on my Mercury right now, just sitting on it. But holy cow, do I need to like revamp my entire office. So we're going to be looking Scorpio, 8th house sun, 8th house stellium, Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, or if you just feel called. Hi, Neha. I love all of you. I'm so grateful for all of you. What I do is it's like a 9-card grid. There's a row going here. That's your energy. That's the energy that's like the most that recently has most impacted you, but even it could be from a year ago, but it's the thing that's most impactful that has contributed to where you are now, which is going to be the center. And then at the end is the energetic opportunities that are coming towards you. On this side is going to be other. And the other energy is the other energy that is most impactful for you right now. So that could be a person, it could be a job situation, it could be garbage with your in-laws, it could be whatever is impacting you the most right now. If you're worried about a child, it could be whatever. A lot of times, because of the community and what the community is coming here for, because I'm pulling off of your energy, a lot of times it is a person of interest and like a romantic. Oh, Diwali. Steve Carell has ruined the word, not ruined, but I can't read the word Diwali without instantly hearing his voice from The Office doing the Diwali as a festival of lights, which it's not. He was trying to do an Adam Sandler spin, but happy Diwali. That is an amazing celebration. I used to love, when I did makeup, I used to love doing Indian weddings because they're like 3-4 days and there's so many outfit changes and it's so awesome and it's like incredible energy. So we're going to be looking into this other energy, and the same thing, the energy that recently most impacted them, the energy that is there in now, and the energy that is available. And in the middle is the alchemy. It's kind of like a composite chart, or like the synastry, the 2 energies, because like a reaction is an action is going to create a reaction. Like, so somebody's energy is going to impact energetically. I don't care if you're not even in contact. It won't matter. The energy still works, especially when you're connected. Okay. So, and I mean, a lot of times people will be like, oh, this is if, this might resonate if you're in separation with the person. Well, if you were having clear communication with the person, let's be honest, all tarot readers, they probably wouldn't be in a tarot reading, right? But what we're going to do is talk about how the energy that's created right now, how you can help interpret the other energy so you don't take it personal in the wrong way, how you can use this energy to empower yourselves, like what's in it for you. So yes, do we discuss another energy? Sure. But what I'm really interested in here, as a reader and as a practitioner, is how do you harness How do you utilize what's available to you? And also, how do we help release things that have nothing to do with you? And sometimes when we're checking in somebody's energy, we can see that like the thing that happened that keeps people in separation, it usually has very little to do with us. I mean, unless you kicked their kid, told them their dog was ugly, stole their money, then maybe it has a little something to do with you. But most of the time, it's internal for them. Okay. So I know I have some Scorpios in the room here, and I appreciate you replay viewers as well. I'll be super excited when I get to 1,000. I'm going to have a big Zoom party. It's going to be like a cookout, karaoke. I'm not even kidding. It'll be a private Zoom party. It'll be crazy and fun and full of shenanigans. Okay. Ladies know when your hair gets caught in the tag thing. Hi, is that pig in a suit? You need your own handle now, so I know who you are. Okay. Hi, Jacqueline. The energy that I see you coming out of right now, Scorpio, is, so I have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Something that looked like it was going to be better. Not just for you, but for everything around you. Like better for your career, better for your overall life. It feels like there's a discovery that it wasn't better. It felt like you thought you found like a group, and I'm feeling a big energy, Scorpio, and I have like a chill that like you connected with another person, chicken skin. You connected with another person that you either thought it might go into something romantic, or you are in a situation where, and I feel like this might have been a while ago, you made a choice to go with somebody that like you might have second guessed, but like you were like, no, I can feel this is going to be good for everything. And even though some of you, and I mean some parts of you, Scorpio, might have thought like, well, maybe I should pull in a different, it almost seemed more pragmatic. And also there was passion because you're not doing it. I always tease about like, you're not going to get in the van if you don't think there's candy. And that candy for Scorpio are like red hots. There has to be passion. It has to be like sting your tongue a little bit, right? So like there was enough of that, but also there was some pragmatism put into that. This would be like something that would not only fulfill you in a passionate way, but also maybe even be better like if there's kids involved. Also, for some of you, this was somebody that came into that you connected with. For some of you, spiritually, but definitely like work-wise or career-wise or like an endeavor. Like for some of you, you also thought you found somebody that would be like helpful in endeavors. Like it just felt like when all of this came in, you thought this is it. This is the ticket. This is like the thing I was waiting for. This is going to be the stuff that makes up for all the other stuff I've had to deal with in life. And it feels like that you are finding out that the external circumstances that those people appeared to bring in didn't do the trick. There's been some disappointment. There's been lack of movement in the way that you thought you were going to get it. It is making. Okay. I feel like, well, we're talking about past, and I said no, somebody's saying nobody at this time. We're looking at the energy that would have most impacted you from, it could be the past 2 years, 3 years. For some of you, I am feeling like this goes back a little bit. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, you felt like finally things were starting to turn in your favor. And just, it may not have crashed, but it really just didn't go as planned. And it feels like a little bit of a disappointment. The energy I have you in now, Scorpio, is not energy that you love to be in. And listen, you've got the South Node right now, like on your sign, and you've got and over your placements. And I mean, today you have the Sun and Venus. So happy Scorpio day. The Sun has entered its official Scorpio season today. It's the best season. It comes with Halloween and fall leaves and hoodies and campfires, or, fire pits. Did I just say fire pit? You can tell I'm a child of the 70s. It is my favorite season, right? But right now, you have also eclipse season and Uranus opposing your placements. King of Wands in reverse is not a fun energy for Scorpio to be in. The King of Wands in the upright feels like they can protect others. When it's in reverse, you don't feel like you're able to be there for others in the way that you want to be protective. Scorpio is very protective. I have a Scorpio friend, and like the one theme, no matter what happens in everything else over years of friendship, there's always like, I know that there's a protective energy there. And I'm always protective of everyone else. So I always appreciate the Scorpios in my life because, it's always nice to feel like, somebody will have your back the way that you have somebody else's. And if you didn't watch Meredith's Scorpio video, she talked about that a little bit today. Like, they're going to show up when things are the worst, because Scorpios are good at sitting in the dark with you. My Scorpio energy makes me good at sitting in the dark with other people, which is why I tend to work with people who can sometimes be in crisis. Scorpio's not going to judge. They're more likely to judge somebody who's judging someone else for their crisis than they're not going to judge the person in crisis. They're not going to judge the person who feels darkness. But when this King of Wands is in reverse and you don't feel like you can be there for somebody in that way, that can almost invite lethargy, depression, restlessness, and also like listlessness. I feel like that's a word. It's Scorpio feels strong. They're one of my creme brulee signs, right? Like, sometimes they can feel like a little crusty on the outside. It's because they're warm and gooey on the inside and they're protecting it. It's the point of the iceberg. They're fixed ice, right? 90% is, and I said this on Friday Night Tarot, if you're not watching Friday Night Tarot, which I believe all of you in the chat are, but if you're a replay viewer and you're just catching me, I'm on Soul Navigation on Friday nights. And we do all 12 signs, and plus the community chat is like lit. The community is great over there. But I just talked about this, like, think fixed ice, think iceberg. They only show you that 10%. They're not showing you, yeah, they like their secrets. Yeah, they're private, right? But they're not keeping secrets because they want to be shady. They are not keeping the secrets because they're distant or cold. They're actually quite warm. They're keeping that 90% under the ocean. They're keeping their privacy because they can't risk not feeling safe. If they expose that 90% to you, where they're most vulnerable. And I talked about this. There's Connie Joe. I was just going to say, I talked about this with Connie Joe when we did Sinistry. And I said, that if I was going to pick two words to describe that eighth house energy, which is Scorpio, it would be intimacy and vulnerability. And so that they are not only protective of themselves, but they want to be able to be protective of you because they value it. They value what it means for you to feel protected because they understand the value of feeling protected from their vulnerabilities. You know, Mars is also one of the co-rulers of Scorpios. They don't like feeling dispassionate. They don't like um feeling they actually don't like feeling disconnected. Their privacy may fool you into thinking there's some kind of disconnection. Um but they don't like it. If Scorpio could find a way to be completely protected and private and just merging and compassionate and fiery all the time, they freaking would. If they could master, and when Scorpio does master that in their life, um, when they don't feel the need to have to be so protective of whatever, and it's usually shame based, it's usually whatever part of their childhoods when childhood ended when it shouldn't have. That's one of the things with Scorpio is that you are rare to find a Scorpio that didn't unfortunately, I'm going to put that here, that didn't unfortunately have childhood cut a little short, whether it was insanely traumatic or whether it was maybe like a parent left or something happened that, you know, just childhood kind of got stunted a little bit. So that need for safety that you're supposed to have, that need for protection you're supposed to have in childhood, plays a big part in how they conduct themselves as adults. One of my Scorpio people said, "Safety, what's that?" And one of the things I talk about all the time about like being trauma informed is that I will say out loud because I know it to be true. If you are very lucky, when I do like the Into the Woods reading, which you guys can request that if you want that. I love doing that for Scorpio. But when I'm doing an inner child reading, one of the things that I will say is that one of the reasons that resonates, and when we drop into that voice, and it's the safety voice, it's the sacral voice, is that, I mean, if you think about it, Scorpio's ruled by the sacral chakra, right? Um, that's they rule all the reproductive organs. And one of the reasons that it's such a subject for them is because that lack of safety that we are afforded in that sacral chakra energy is usually taken a little too early from them. Or sometimes they don't really have a whole bunch of feeling safe in childhood, which is a requirement for mental, emotional health and how we process things. I'm not saying that there are plenty of wonderful, healthy Scorpios, but the processing of how we stay healthy and how we stay safe sometimes can be very impacted. Let's look at what energy is coming up. I have to tell you, on your person's side, I have the Three of Swords. We're going to clarify this. This is a full monthly reading. We are not, I'm so sorry to hear that, Lioness. Yeah. You know, that happens a lot too with Scorpio, but I don't want to generalize and say that because, you know, it's the thing. If you are sitting here and you are watching and you feel like you might as well be one of those cartoon things for sucker and have the lollipop thing stuck around your head and it could say sucker for Scorpio, right? One of the things that people who are just so attracted to Scorpio is, especially the other water energies, and sometimes Taurus and Leo, can feel this way. Leo also understands the value of needing the safety. Their safety comes in a different way in childhood that they need, that maybe they didn't get. But that understanding, like Sagittarius understands the fun, Capricorn can understand the seriousness, and Pisces and Cancer and sometimes Taurus just really want to give to Scorpio that nurturing that they can smell on Scorpio that they didn't get, something that was just missing. And it doesn't mean all Scorpios had, like, absent moms, but mom might have been doing everything she could, but had her own, dragons to slay. And so there were cracks where that safety or that nurturing um, felt like it was missing. So that safety, that sacral chakra ruling the reproductive organs, right? That other people can smell that on Scorpio and really want to give it to them. And if you love a Scorpio and you try to force, let me help you, let me love you in the way that you are missing, please understand that when you try to just give everything that they needed that they didn't get in one foul swoop, what you're also asking Scorpio to do, and I really want the cross watchers to hear me, what you're asking Scorpio to do is confront all of the traumatic pain that they have at the bottom of their iceberg. And you're saying, let's pick it apart. Like, show me each part of your guts so I can love it the way you need it to. So, because I just love you so much and I want you to be all better. But what you're asking Scorpio to do is to take their guts out. They're very private, safe guts. They need to feel safety. And the way that sometimes they feel safety is to let those things stay under the iceberg. So as gentle as you may think that you're being, and as loving as you actually are being, just remember that, like, if that's the subject, you have to take your Scorpio's temperature and you have to give them the grace to go at their own speed, to go at their own pace, because, it can be a lot. You're asking to break open the iceberg. Okay. Let's see what is coming up. So you, with the Three of Swords here, if you're cross watching, maybe you tried out of love, maybe Scorpio pulled back, or just maybe you're going through your own thing. And part of the reason their King of Wands is in reverse is because cross watchers, they weren't able to help you with your heartbreak. What's interesting is that so this is for other energy in Scorpio, and that could be yourself. Let me make it clear. When I say this is you, this is other, and this is the alchemy it creates, sometimes other is the demon you're fighting. And in certain signs, that's really, really palpable and it's really, really applicable. And I feel like in Scorpio, although sometimes we just snuggle the demons instead of fighting them. Hi, Miss Pisces. I think I saw somebody else hop in here. Similar to Cancer's reading yesterday, if you have fourth house sun or you have Cancer energy and you want to watch that I put up yesterday, Temperance is in reverse on the board. So balance is available either for you internally, if you're both these energies, Scorpio, or for you and your person. There is balance available. It just isn't, it hasn't tempered. It hasn't calibrated yet. So right now it's feeling really out of balance. And your person is trying not to hold on to the past, but they're also struggling, or you, to how to incorporate the lessons of the past without living in the past. How to embrace the idea that this time things could be different. And again, if you're struggling, so when we are calibrating healing, when we are integrating healing, we are literally dealing with the old us and the new us that we can almost taste, touch, feel, grab, but it's right there and it's still integrating. So sometimes that other energy is that other part of us that we're either trying to let go or move towards. You'll know. I know Miss Pisces Lioness came in. Hi, Gemini love. Is that Nikki? That's going to be Aquarius. Today is water, so tomorrow will be air. Tomorrow will be air signs, and then Lord knows Earth is not getting done till Wednesday, because then I have roller skates on. I kind of have roller skates on until Wednesday. So I'm sure by the end of tomorrow, Wednesday will be every single minute of my day will be. So I usually do, I go backwards because like water signs are always last. So I go backwards, especially because poor Pisces, even if you do it by element, Pisces is last. So yeah, but welcome. And I was just saying at the beginning of this reading, okay. I was just saying at the beginning of this reading that if you want to be notified when I go live or what sign it is, just hop on over to SuzzyEvolutionary.com, scroll to the bottom, and leave me a contact form. This is why things like watching the intro, as boring as it might be to watch me say hello to everybody or chit chat, the announcements tend to be important so you can be in the community in the way that you want to be. I don't want you to waste your time either. Okay. So what's interesting is what's coming up for you, Scorpio. Is justice in reverse. And before you freak out, I want to say something. In this card, particularly, when I see justice in reverse, right? If it's this way, our eyes are closed. If it's this way, our eyes are open. For me, in this deck, justice in reverse. By the way, you have a lot of major arcana here and court cards. Justice in reverse is just that justice is not how you think it looks. It's available to you and it's not how you think it looks. Whatever you've been focused on, whatever you feel like should happen or you've been expecting to happen, it's not going to happen that way. There's justice available. And again, it's just not going to be how you think it should look. A Scorpio will give you all that they are capable of giving if you hurt them or worse, betray them. They're not going to like it if you kick their puppy and tell them their kids are ugly. But if you betray them, if you betray their trust, Scorpios, sometimes justice looks like moving on and being happy without making sure the other person suffers. Personally, I feel like Scorpios are a prize because they'll go hard for you the way they want somebody else to go hard for them. All the signs are like that. Pisces loves unconditionally because that's the way they want to be loved. Scorpio is going to be protective as hell over you, and they're going to go hard for you in ways because they want that. So if they've given that to you and you betray them, their need to see justice, I think that there's a reason this card came out. Their need to see justice becomes palpable. It almost can feel to them like it's part of their healing. It doesn't have to look like that. I know you want it to, but it doesn't have to look like that. Because here's the thing. If you're a Scorpio and you are willing to merge with somebody and they've had that, and they've tasted that, and they've had that intensity, because that's what's addictive about Scorpio. It's the intensity. And if they've had that, their revenge is losing you. Your revenge on them is that they have lost you, because just like Mr. Darcy, a Scorpio's good opinion lost is lost forever. It's unlikely they're headed back to you. And if you've betrayed them or screwed them over, that's revenge, because they're going to watch you be intense with somebody else, and it's going to kill them. So rather than, what's happening though is you're taking, what I don't want you to do, I don't want to say it's definitely happening. What I don't want you to do, Scorpio, is take your energy and put it towards wanting to watch them squirm a little and torture them the way that you feel that they tortured you. You love as hard as you are loved. When you're in that mode, you'll protect as hard as you want to be protected, but you also, somebody who betrays you, you feel like you've been tortured, so now it's their turn. It's very, you're adjacent to Libra, the scales, right? It's the scales. Let's look at what they have coming up. Because what's crazy is in between your King of Wands and their Judgment in reverse, they are struggling to see how things could be different. How to integrate lessons. But the alchemy that's creating is the Nine of Pentacles. And if you're in my community, you know what I said all the time about the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like that's the mini Queen of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles is reaping the rewards from the work that you put in. There is progress available, and the progress is about independence. The progress is about independence for you. The journey, there's no such thing as the destination being another person or a relationship. The journey is about, people being vehicles that we hop in to discover more about ourselves. I can say this in a Scorpio reading. I've had the privilege of holding people's hands while they die. And I promise you, on the deathbed, you're not thinking about what revenge you didn't exact. You're not thinking about who ended up with more or less. It is literally how you feel that you were able to give love. The thing that I have seen, hold people back when their body is ready to go. Their body has been ready to go. What I have seen hold people back from letting go and crossing is wondering if they loved how they wanted to be loved. Wondering if they were gracious instead of cruel. It's the regret of how the love, not only how they were loved, but like that is a hard thing to watch when somebody is holding on. And so please take that energy off of making sure they're tortured. They lose you. They're tortured. It's that synonymous. The independence here, the journey for you is available. That Nine of Pentacles in the center of the reading is gorgeous. What they have coming up is the Ten of Wands. Letting go of a journey they felt attached to, whether that's you or the actual other energy. They're ready to let go of an energy and a pain that they were attached to. We manifest with our words every day, every minute of every day. And so sometimes I'm so guilty of it. FML, and well, story of my life, right? So whether this is another person or this is the part of you that you're trying to let go a little bit, um, I promise that what universe is giving you the opportunity that's coming up to release is that mindset of attachment to the story, attachment to how things go wrong. Um, Scorpio, if you don't want to put your guts on the table, I respect that. The need to stay safe has to be paramount. But if you're not in a place where you feel like you can examine that, then also don't sit in the story of it. Scorpios, the water signs tend to be intelligent, not just emotional. And Scorpio is very smart, rules psychological issues, and depth. You already know. Sometimes Scorpio's quiet because they don't have to talk about things because they know. The people that are in your life, Scorpio, that are frustrated at your lack of expressing, I'm going to say something that's probably going to get me a little hate mail. That's a them problem. If you are looking for an overly verbose, super expressive partner, then Scorpio, Scorpio Mercury, or Scorpio Moon, probably not your bag. Probably not your cup of tea. But what you can't do is, want you feel the magnetism and you want to love and you want to have that intensity and you don't want to let your Scorpio go to anyone else, but you also want to crucify them for not being overly expressive. They know. They are very deep. They understand and they're super smart. And they had to learn quick as kids. You letting go, or this person letting go to the attachment of, because when Scorpio is romantic, they are expressive. They are expressive. When Scorpio is funny, they are expressive. But if you want them to daily discuss their guts and what hurts about them, no. And thinking that that is normal for them and that it should be an expectation, that's for them to do with themselves on their own time in a safe environment. No one is owed that. And especially not from Scorpio, because then you wonder why Scorpio ghosts you. Well, you've made them feel not safe. If they feel like for them to give you what you needed and to protect you from being hurt, because they don't actually really want to hurt you, for them to feel protected from hurting you, you needed them to be something that makes them feel unsafe. And I know cross watchers, at no point you're like, I don't want my Scorpio to feel unsafe. I want to love them. I get that. We have to support people in a way that is best for them, not in the way that we feel like they should be supported. How can I best support you is one of the most beautiful love phrases, because it allows the other person to tell you what they need. And sometimes when it's a Scorpio, that's going to be space. I'm not meaning to trigger you. I'm sorry. Right. You felt that. Okay. Do we all get that? Are we all on the same page? You have questions? Go to my website. Go to the bottom. Go to the contact form and go, I don't get that. I don't get me trying to help somebody is being bad. I understand that feels foreign to people who want to nurture. But as I said to Cancer on Friday night on Soul Navigation show, which was funny if you didn't go watch the show. Maybe not my read on Cancer wasn't funny, but for anybody who's got fourth house Pisces, Taurus, even Capricorn, because I call them Captain Save-A-Ho. If you want to go rescue and energy, go get a puppy. Because when you become somebody's mom, you don't get to be a goddess. You don't get to be a god. When you are trying to parent your partner, you're going to create resentment. And like, go ahead and try to parent a Scorpio that has parent issues. See how that works out for you. I promise you it's not going to go well. It might feel good in the beginning, but it won't end well. Much like Capricorn, Scorpio probably had to parent themselves a little bit. And that might have been a little bit of a shit show. So if they went through childhood without full on parenting in one way or the other, or double full on responsible, leave it to beaver parenting, I don't know if you can all hear that, but I forget to put my phone on do not disturb. If you tried to come in and parent, that is a trigger. That's no different than a trigger. Plus, then you don't get to be, Scorpio needs the safe, dangerous playground. They need somebody to be playful with. They need somebody to be intimate with. Again, let's go back to where they rule their reproductive organs. You don't want to be their parent. You want to be their partner. Make sense? So even though you're trying to help, be the goddess, be the god, be the desirable one. Don't, and I know it's all meant well. I know it's all meant well. Here's what's interesting. You're either letting go of attachment of the story, or they're letting go of the attachment of what they thought they were supposed to have from you. You're letting go of what justice should look like so it can come in a way that best serves you. Because holding your energy in the glee of watching them be tortured back for how they screwed you over and they deserve it is actually not helping you move forward in a healthy way to attract a better, healthier partner for the next time. Ta-da! What's in the middle of this alchemy that's created is the magician manifesting anew. This is number one in only to the Fool card, right? It's the first card. It's the number one card in the major arcana. This is starting a new cycle. What is available to you, Scorpio, at the end of the day, the alchemy that's available to you is to start a new cycle. Let's just clarify a few things. We got so deep. Maybe it's the sun and Venus and Scorpio today, right? But we got so deep today that normally I would clarify more, but I think we're okay. And maybe I'll do, because like the water signs are my most attended. I think Scorpio are my most watched videos, and maybe Capricorn. What does it say about me? I like it. I like that if I reach those two signs, I'm a happy girl. Maybe we'll do a mid-monthly Scorpio, like a full reading again. Okay, so let's pull an oracle card for Scorpio, shall we? Or do you guys want me to read? You tell me. While I'm pulling a card for your person, you guys let me know in the comments. Do you want me to do an Into the Woods? Do you want me to read? Or do you want me to pull an oracle card? I will see. Oh, is Anna in here? Sometimes not everybody shows. Oh, here's Anna. Hi. So you guys let me know. I know there's a delay. Let me know Let me know if you want an Into the Woods. Okay, Into the Woods. Okay, that was quick. All right, great. I'm hoping actually one of my amazing friends, it's a medium, will stop by and say hi. Okay. Let's pull. Where'd my Into the, here they are. I haven't done these in forever, but I like them. Friday night at the anniversary party on Soul Navigation, we definitely had a very lovely Into the Woods moment, and I marked it on the timestamp. If you just want to only go watch Scorpio, I always timestamp everything. Wow, if that's not a Scorpio card. All right, let me get the book for that. Okay. So I love this book if you're new here, because this to me represents not only our shadow side, but our inner child, and also like our team. Like, it's always right there. We carry it everywhere we go. And it's not really scary. We think our shadow side is scary. It's not. What did I tell you? Mars on my Mercury, people. Mars on my Mercury. Hold on, though. That's a very, very important person. Another one of my amazing, that's my Reiki master, spiritual teacher. She's amazing. Okay. Also, if you feel called and you're in this reading, I see somebody saying, like, I'm just here for my Scorpio placements. If you feel called to the reading, then there's probably something in it for you. Okay. 28. All right, ready? Everybody snuggle in. And replay viewers, leave me a comment about how you feel about these readings. I just want to know. Okay, if this isn't a Scorpio subject, I don't know what is. 28 from the Into the Lonely Woods deck. When all seems ended, we sculpt our lives until its shape is familiar, and we create patterns and stories and rituals around all these shapes, all which make up the beautiful moments of our days. We have a whole world, and yet sometimes that world, through no decision we have made, comes to its ending. It is this moment for you. All that was will soon be in the past. What is no longer is what was. And that kingdom that was is no more. Yet you are still standing. In truth, every living being is always in flux and change. Beneath the surface, at the deep level, the world keeps moving through her cycles. To live is to change. God, if that's not Scorpio. Take a moment to look upon what once was, to let it go, to give it honor, to say goodbye, and then to slowly stumble into the mysterious unknown, which holds what will become the beautiful future. I love an oracle card because it always backs up the reading. But wow. Wow. We talk about something that you started that you thought was going to be so great. And then and then it disappoints. Letting go of that. We talk about letting go of keeping in the energy of something. We talked about letting go. We talked about starting anew. That is the most Scorpio card ever. Let's just pull a clarification card for that other energy and see what we get. I want these. I'm going to take the Wisdom Oracle. And then I start Pisces in 2 minutes. Chop wood. Connie Joe did the Scorpio reading on Friday night, and she said, get off your ass. We talked about becoming the emperor. Take that energy out of what that other person just did to you, because that betrayal energy is real for Scorpio. Get out of the energy of what that person did to you and start putting the energy into how you create that new life. That magician is there for a reason. The endings come so beginnings can come. But you have to take the reins. You can sit back in the chariot, right? You could sit back in the chariot and let life take you. Or you can put some of your stink on it. You can put some of your mojo on it. You know, we cannot control everything, and we certainly can't control the free will of others. But you can put some impetus. You can put that inertia in the way you want it to go next. Because if this 3D world does not respond to you and your wishes in the way that you would like, and you are used to disappointment, I have to tell you that the universe is listening. You send messages to the universe all the time with your action and your inaction. And sometimes inaction is called for. Sometimes inaction is called for when we don't put the energy into the revenge plot. And sometimes action is called for when we put the energy back into ourselves. Instead of sitting there and watching it crumble away and feeling like, I cannot believe this is happening again, think about what is being moved. When the tower crumbles, you can see what was obstructed before. It's one of the reasons I like the Tower card. I can see better when it all comes down. Scorpio, I love you. Now you love you. I'm about to do Pisces. Give me 5 minutes. Not even 3 minutes. I'm just going to put some ice in my water. And if you want to come back for Pisces, and I might do some free card pulls at the end of Pisces. Okay.